I told you not to sell.
It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Aitx down 11% on the day. It finally broke that support. That head and shoulders on the monthly was as clear as day. You would think, I mean, people don't pay attention to the monthly, right? Who looks at the quarterly? Who looks at the monthly? Especially for a penny stock. But that head and shoulders was very obvious. And that's why I took the loss. I told you guys, hey, I'm taking the loss here. I took it for a reason. I saw the pattern. We abused it here when it was going sideways. Cool, we made a lot of money. We're going to take our losses. We're going to take our lumps along the way. We don't get a 100% win rate. Well, okay. So today I updated the trade trackers because I have a trade tracker in my Discord so you can see exactly what I'm trading and how I'm doing. I keep track of the win and loss, the profit and loss, and the number of trades. And then I have ChatGPT look through the data and then tell me, hey, how am I doing? So on the penny stock side, 72% win rate, 13 wins, 5 losses, only $3,009. And as you can see here, ChatGPT suggested, hey, AITX trades show repeated losses on the same ticker, which implies either revenge trading or lack of stop loss enforcement, which is probably both, a little bit of both. But hey, I had to take the loss at some point. As soon as I saw that head and shoulders, I was like, it's gonna go to triple zeros. It's not even the head and shoulders. It's also the fact that they keep diluting. So you got the company itself diluting heavily on top of a pattern on a chart. So, avoiding re-entry into losing setups, which is again on me, and I took the loss and I moved on. Took the loss and moved on. That's just how it is. We're all going to take our losses. That's why I don't have a 100% win rate with penny stocks. I do have it with swing trading, but Nvidia is my most traded stock. Surprise, surprise. That aside, losses are part of the game. I've met too many people who don't want to lose, so they don't take the loss, and they just keep holding it all the way down. They don't want to accept that they were wrong. They don't want to take the loss, even if it looks ugly. This is literally a penny stock. Literally a tenth of a penny stock. It's on its way to being a tenth of a penny stock. It's like the riskiest asset you could trade. The riskiest asset you could trade is a penny stock. It really is. So imagine if I just held it, I'd be down here with you guys like, oh no, looks like we're going down lower. Oh no, like I'm gonna double down. There might be an opportunity at 0011 to scoop some shares there with a limit buy order and then dump it on the longs. There might be like a bounce there around there because I believe that happened with Aitx stock. So, and you know people love big round numbers. So 0010, 0011, you know, if you want to play a potential bounce around there. Because I would expect longs, the ones who believe in this long term, to show up there and push it up, and then you can just dump it on their heads. Like you can do that. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna bother. I'm done. I know it's time to move on. I told everyone in the Discord, you know what? Penny stocks ain't for me. 72% win rate. Yes, still profitable, but you know I'm gonna stick to what gets me that 100% win rate, which is just swing trading Nvidia apparently, according to ChatGPT and the data and the Excel table that it analyzed based off of my trades that I take. So my Discord it's full transparency like that. You got to keep track of your trades. That way you know where you're weak, where you're strong, what you suck at, what you need to work on. That kind of analysis, it'll take you far, at least in the markets, and you'll survive longer. And I remember saying, yeah, I'm done trading penny stocks, but I jump back in anyways, right? Because no more. That's why I was done with Aitx, Sybil, and all those other ones. It's over. This is going to go to triple zeros, and then it's going to die at quadruple zeros. It's just going to die off. It just is. Here's your future for AITX, unfortunately. And I know people don't want to hear this, but this is the future right here. HCMC has a massive share structure in the hundreds of billions. And it's sitting at, man, I don't even know how many zeros that is. 1, 2, 3. I'm blind. Is that 5 zeros? It's going to go to quintuple 01. Is that even can't believe that's even real. I can't believe that's even real. But it is real. It is real. Not Israel. It is real. Sybil right now that's one of the best ones out of the 3 stocks that I started talking about back when I started this channel. Sybil is turns out Sybil is that's the winner right there so far. Aitx came down to triple zeros. Yeah, it has its pump, but it's just going to come down. Aitx will have another pump, I'm sure. Short-lived. You'll dump it on the longs, and they can hold the bag all the way down to triple, then quadruple, and then quintuple zeros. That's the future. You cannot look at this data and not see that this is just going to continue to break down lower, like it always has. And this isn't showing you the entire history of this stock. This stock was 25 cents back in 2020, 2021. Now it's sitting at 0016. So I want you to think about that. For the past 4 or 5 years, it's had a negative return year over year because it just keeps tanking. That's why you got to take those losses. You just gotta hey, I'm wrong. Take the loss and move on. That's it. That's all I got to say. Well, let's just see what the longs have to say here. They're panicking, like, oh no, it's over. Let's see. It's always fun to see the psychology side of things. Let's see what else. Yesterday, I'm just trying to see, did it really go up twice in the last 3 days? I guess they diluted again. Profitability can't come soon enough, but it is imminent. Yeah, they've been saying that for 5 years. Heard that last August. 1 year or so off target and billions more shares, but we know this is a real business with growing customer base. Trusting Steve to be wise not to list too early. If stock recovers some, great. If not, years down road, company could buy back cheapies to clean share structure a bit. Yeah, no. This is wishful thinking. Yeah, they say this every year. Nothing has changed. Every year they say the same thing. Headed to 25 billion shares outstanding? Yeah, absolutely. Stock price won't pump and value will not increase. Yeah, it's over. It's like, this is the death sentence right here is what people don't understand. That's why I took the loss. It's a death sentence for the stock. Whether you want to accept it or not, that's what it is. I accepted I was wrong and I moved on. It sucks. It hurts the ego, like, oh, I was wrong. I just lost money. Yes, it sucks. I get it. I've been there. But it's the name of the game. If you want to survive in the market, you got to take losses and also not go in big either. Hopefully no one did that. More shares to pull for same amount of money. We have been into the death spiral on stock value for some time. The old timers have heard pretty much everything there is to hear, and dead horse keeps getting beat. Exactly, dead horse keeps getting beat. We also didn't know that Steve's vision expanded to galaxies and universes far, far away. LOL. Still holding though, of course. Of course, these people, by the way, a lot of these people in this Discord, in the Aitx Discord, they've been holding since like 25 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents, 4 cents. Like they just kept averaging down thinking, oh, no way it's going to go down to double zeros. Well, now it's literally on its way to less than a tenth of a penny. It's a good stock to trade and abuse on a bottom, but when that doesn't hold, you get out. And again, there was that one Polish girl. She had this strategy where she would make money trading channel ranges, and then when the channel would break down and tank, she would remove her stop loss because she wanted to be right. Like she just didn't want to lose, and so she would give back all the gains that she would make on the initial trades that she would take on the channel when it was just kind of like towards the middle part of the channel, to put it that way, if you know what I'm talking about. But she would just give it back. And it's like, no. Like, you respect the loss and you give back only a little bit, but you end up net profitable. But nope, people don't want to be wrong. You never know what the catalyst will be that makes the stock run. It did have a catalyst, and it could barely get above a penny. With more dilution, this is just gonna it's gonna have a hard time going to 005s. Like, it's just gonna get more. It's just simple demand and supply. There's not gonna be much demand anyways for this stock with that kind of share structure. Some of y'all are insufferable. Last year, we had a crazy amount of interest generated, and there was a PR about it. This year, I don't think there was one similar to last, but I could have missed it. We know one thing: we don't have enough interest to combat dilution. Well, the problem is you shouldn't have to combat dilution. You shouldn't have to combat that. This stock is... You shouldn't have to combat the dilution. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like, man, the dilution is so heavy, we need a lot of buyers to really, get this going. At this point, you need $500 million in trading volume just to get going, in my opinion, at this point. That's a lot. Like, Sybil stock on 20 million volume is going to... It looks like it's headed to a penny. We'll see. But... And then there's no catalyst with Sybil. It's just... The volume is just the share structure is superior. Something has to be done, or the spiral of the stock price will accelerate. There's no ace. There's nothing that's going to save you. KSCP it's at the higher exchange, and it still just continues to tank. That's what people don't get. Even if buyers show up here and step in and push it back to 0.018, it's still... This is very... it's going down. KSCP, look at that. It just keeps tanking. It looks literally like not Sybil. It looks literally like Aitx. Like, just put Aitx here and it's the same thing. It just keeps tanking. Yes, it has its pops, but it just keeps tanking. So, moving to a higher exchange is not a solution. It's not the solution that these people think it is. And you heard it. People aren't just gonna buy this anyways. It's just, at this point, the people buying are suckers. Because there's nothing, that dilution is insane. They dilute what, 300 million every month, if I recall? Like, they dilute hundreds of millions every month on average, if you average it out over the course of 12 months. They dilute heavy. It really shouldn't bottom out like this. Retail and institutional, don't see it here. Well, I guess you can tell you can tell they're deflated, and it's funny because they booted me. They kicked me out of their Discord for no reason. That's why. I remember. Let me see if they're... I mean, they're kind of dead. Let me see their technical analysis. They have a room for technical analysis. That's interesting. I never noticed. Let's see what they have to say. Let's look at their version of technical analysis. Let's see. I love the current price action. I'm buying today with a stop under 0032. Well, he got stopped out real quick. Dilution is that's the key word here with these people. It's over. Like, this is dead, and I'll leave it at that. I don't need to beat a dead horse, quite literally. So if you have not gotten out, this is like your last chance to get out without having to hold the bag all the way down to triple zeros. It'll go down there. It's just it's gonna take time. It's not like it's gonna have an elevator straight down. But that's where it's headed. So, highly recommend getting out while you can. That's it. That's your final warning. And this is my last video for Aitx because there's no reason to talk about this anymore. It's literally dead.